Building Foods HQ.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Paul Niyama from Muscle Building Foods HQ.com, and I am a fitness specialist, which means that I help people just like you get in shape by working out hard, getting the proper nutrition, and by motivation. And in this video, I'm talking about some stretches that will help you in relation to one of my recent articles I wrote about Dormant Butt Syndrome. And if you're not sure what that is, click on the link below to get the full article. But basically, it comes from when people sit a lot. And it's not a new thing, but the name is new. It's actually one of the first things that I learned about. They called it lower cross syndrome back in the day, but I think dormant butt syndrome sounds a little cooler. I'm not sure if this one will stick or there'll be a new name later, but basically that comes when people sit a long time. And if you look at what happens when you sit, you got this glute here, which should be the biggest and strongest muscle in the body. This thing gets stretched out. And the muscle in front, the hip flexor, this thing gets shortened, gets real tight. So this muscle gets weak because it's always being worked, and this muscle gets weak because it's never been being worked because it's always stretched out. So it gets people with a posture that's kind of like this. And then what they do to stand up straight is arch their back. So kind of like that Donald Duck posture. And one of the ways to help this is by stretching out the hip flexors. I'm going to go over some of the strengthening exercises and some of the stretches in a future video, but I wanted to cover some of the hip flexor stretches because this is the muscle that gets real tight. It's real short when you sit and gets real tight on people, and it causes a lot of problems: back pain, knee pain, just the body not working properly. It could lead to other areas as well. And basically, real simple version of this stretch: kneeling, body straight up and down, and just pushing. And what you're doing is flexing this glute, and you're trying to open up this angle. A lot of people have tight hips, so they do this. What you want to do is make sure that it's straight. So get that angle nice and tall, chest up, and you can put more pressure by pulling this through. More advanced way, one of my more favorite ways is the couch stretch. And it's called the couch stretch, but you could put your foot on against the wall, you could put it on a bench, you could put it on whatever you have. You could put it on a chair, doesn't really matter. But basically, you're just putting this back foot up here, and what that's doing is you're still stretching out the hip flexor, but you're also getting that quad. And the rectus femoris, the big muscle in the quad, is one of the major muscles in the hip flexor. So what this is doing, same thing, nice and tall. If you don't have a couch, you can just grab that foot like that. Okay? So there's a few ways to do it. If you want to get even more advanced, you can get a band like this or like this. Doesn't really matter. Basically, what this is going to do, you're going to attach this to your hip here. You're just going to put it on like this. And you're going to fasten this to like a beam or a pole or something, and just having this pull that hip even more. So what you're doing is creating more space in that hip joint. I'm in my living room, so I don't have the thing to attach it to. So solution for that is just to tie a knot in this band, and you're just going to get in this like this. It's a little hard to get into sometimes, but hopefully I can get into it good. Right now, you're just going to put that foot in there, just like that. And what this is doing, this is applying pressure. You want to get this right between that hamstring and the glute. And I'm going to put my foot up here to get even more of a stretch. And this is just opening up that hip. It's just pulling that hip forward to get even more space in that hip joint. And then, if I like to be next to like an ottoman or something so I could balance. I don't like to be too focused on stability when I'm stretching, because stretching should be relaxing. And then if you need more of a stretch, you could put that arm up and just rotate and really try to get all these muscles, the psoas, all these other muscles in the hip flexor, just opening this up. And that is my favorite stretch to loosen up the hip flexor. Just I like it with a band. I like it with my foot up on the wall, on a couch. But you can do whatever variation you want. If you're really, really tight, you might want to just start with just the basic hip flexor stretch. And that is it. Make sure you share this with your friends. Click on the like button, leave a comment, whatever you want. Subscribe to my channel because I got a lot more videos coming up, and get my ebook. I think my next video is going to be on spirulina, which is an article that I wrote about a little while back. I think that is it for now. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this is something that you could do every day You want to hold the stretch for about 2 minutes. I forgot to say that earlier, but holding the stretch for about 2 minutes will help. Any questions? Any little details you have questions on? Leave a comment in the section down below, and I will see you next time. Paul Niyama, muscle building foods HQ.com.